Did you know that Melania Trump, who used to walk on fancy runways and live in big cities, started her journey in a small town called Sevnica? From drawing pretty things to becoming the First Lady of the United States, Melania's story is like a magical adventure. Let's explore how a small-town girl turned into a glamorous model and then stood by the president's side in the White House. From small town to big city love. Once upon a time, in a small town called Sevnica, a girl named Melania, born Melania Knavs, loved drawing and making pretty art pieces. She was good at it. When she turned 16, she started modeling and became famous in places like Milan and Paris. She was on the covers of excellent magazines like Harper's Bazaar, Vogue, and Ella. Melania traveled to different cities and met fancy people. In the 1990s, she moved to New York City, where life became even more exciting. She changed her name to Melania Knavs and continued modeling. At a party in 1998, she met a super rich man named Donald J. Trump. Even though they were very different and had a significant age difference, they fell in love. Melania's life became even more glamorous, living in fancy places and being famous with Donald Trump. And that's how Melania's fantastic journey began. Melania's exciting love story and glamorous wedding adventure. Melania and Donald Trump, the rich man she loved, kept their love story a secret for a long time. But in 2000, Melania posed for some pictures on Donald's fancy airplane for a British GQ magazine. People talked a lot about the images because she wasn't wearing much clothes, but Melania didn't mind. She was confident and wanted everyone to see her style. After spending many years being a super fashionable model, Melania decided to marry Donald Trump in an excellent, fancy way. They had a big, beautiful wedding at Donald's amazing mansion in Florida called Mar-a-Lago. Melania wore a dress that cost $100,000, and many famous people came to the wedding. They looked like a super cool power couple. And guess what? A year later, when Melania was 36, they had a little boy named Baron William Trump. Super mom and business queen. So, after having her cute son Baron, Melania made sure he had a happy and everyday life away from all the fame. At the same time, she became a business queen. She started her own jewelry and skincare businesses and became a super famous model, earning lots of money daily. Melania is from a particular place called Eastern Europe, and her cool traits, like being sophisticated and hardworking, helped her be an awesome mom and a big business star in New York City. When Donald, her husband, decided to run for president in 2016, many people thought it was just for fun. But Melania, being a supportive wife, joined him on his campaign adventures, even though she initially didn't like politics. She gave speeches and talked in interviews saying how amazing her husband was and showing off their fancy family life. Melania is not just a mom. She's a super cool businesswoman and an essential part of her famous family. Melania's big move to the White House and being a super first lady. After her husband surprised everyone by becoming the president, Melania had to leave her favorite city, New York, and move to Washington. It was tough because being the first lady means many people watch and talk about you. But Melania, being super stylish, wanted to do good things. She said she would help kids who needed support and fight against bullying. In the White House, she brought a fancy European touch to everything, like planning essential events and talking to leaders from other countries in different languages. Even though she didn't do everything herself, she had many helpers. Melania still did cool first lady stuff, like hosting events and making holidays extra special. She wanted to bring a bit of old-fashioned charm to the White House. Melania's super stylish clothes and important Be Best mission. Melania, who used to be a model, loved wearing super fancy clothes from famous designers like Chanel and Givenchy. She looked really cool in Versace and Dolce & Gabbana ads, making fashion exciting outside the serious White House world. With her smooth hair and fit body, she always looked fabulous. As the First Lady, Melania started a special mission called Be Best. It was about stopping bullying, keeping healthy, and being safe online. She visited schools and went to different countries all by herself to talk about these essential things. Be Best also grew to help communities be happy and fight against lousy stuff like addiction. Even though she might not have done as much policy work as Michelle Obama, another First Lady, Melania used her power to help lots of kids and make the world a better place without getting into fights with people. Melania's special work and being a great mom. Melania did something really cool called Be Best to help kids and families. She went to various countries, including Ghana, the UK, Japan, and India, to make friends and show how awesome America is. Even though sometimes people said not so nice things about her, she kept doing good. She worked with groups that help kids be safe online and take care of babies born needing extra care. Some people liked what she did, but some didn't. It's like when you have different opinions on your favorite ice cream flavor. While her husband, Donald, was in charge and sometimes created a stir with tweets and other things, Melania stayed focused on being a super good mom to her son, Barron. She wanted him to feel safe and happy, especially when things got a bit crazy in the White House. Even though people talked a lot about how she looked or what she wore, Melania stayed strong and did her best to keep things calm and happy for her family. But that's not all. Melania's early days in the Big Apple were filled with exciting choices. Did you know she lived in regular apartments and took the subway to modeling jobs? How do you think that added to her unique story? Fashion, funny moments, and secret tidbits. Melania Trump, the lady who used to walk on fancy runways in Paris, became even more famous as the First Lady in the Big White House. Imagine this. When she first moved to New York and didn't know much English, she accidentally got bright green hair instead of the light highlights she wanted. But guess what? In the pictures, it looked fantastic. Back then, she lived in regular apartments and took the subway to modeling jobs to save money. She kept her dreams a secret because she knew too many distractions could mess things up. Melania's journey was like a fairy tale. From drawing dresses in her school days in Sevnica to standing beside Donald at fancy parties. When she hosted important dinners at the White House, Melania brought her love for music and yummy Slovenian food to the table. She even asked the chef to make dishes from her hometown. And did you know that during President Trump's time in the hospital, Melania traveled separately to keep up with her plans, sparking rumors? But don't worry, there's a twist in the story because Melania loves doing Pilates, watching movies, and having family meals away from all the noise. Melania once asked if her favorite flowers could be added to the White House garden, making the workers there smile because they saw the humble side of the First Lady. But wait, there's more! In a secret book, it's said that Melania recorded conversations during President Trump's inauguration to ensure everyone knew the real story about the money spent. Melania's super important advice and life after the White House. When Melania was in the White House with her husband Donald, some people say she helped him make good decisions. Even though she always supported him in public, behind the scenes, she would gently tell him what she thought was a good idea. Melania knows a lot about different things, like art, business, and taking care of kids, so she shared her innovative ideas with Donald. After they left the White House, Melania mostly stayed away from the cameras and enjoyed fancy vacations. She did say a few things supporting Donald when he talked about voter fraud, but mostly she likes being more private now. People still talk a lot about her marriage, surgeries, and how much money she has, but Melania wants to have her own space and be happy. Melania's simple joys and loving family. Beyond all the fancy modeling and White House staff, Melania likes simple things. She loves spending time with her family and doing things that make her happy. Melania enjoys doing gentle exercises like Pilates and reading high-glamour fashion magazines. Sometimes she watches movies or goes to see exciting shows on Broadway. Ensuring her son Barron and other family members are okay and happy is essential to her. Melania doesn't have a lot of people she calls her friends because she likes keeping things unique and close. She would rather have a simple and happy life with her loved ones than be famous and rich if it means keeping her family close and comfortable. Melania Trump's incredible journey took her from a Slovenian schoolgirl to a famous 90s model, and eventually she became the First Lady of the United States. Despite facing scrutiny and criticism, she brought a touch of European elegance to the White House and focused on initiatives to help children. Despite perceptions of being aloof, Melania charted her course and stood firm on the global stage. Thanks for tuning into today's video. If you enjoyed what you saw, Don't forget to hit the like button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming videos. Your support means a lot to us. Take care until the next one, and feel free to drop a comment sharing your thoughts. See you soon.